If you're at your house, can you show me one of those MVP trophies that you stole from me?
It's not a part of you that says, yes, Steve Nash deserved the award for the following reasons.
Maybe once, but not twice over the easel. Twice, 2 times in a row. He got 2, I got 1, Kobe got 1. Something wrong with that picture.
Steve Nash was an 8th seed almost his whole career.
Not when he won MVPs.
He never won a championship. Has he been? How many times has he been in the finals?
The MVP ain't giving you.
How many times has Steve been in the finals?
Who cares?
No, I'm just asking you.
You know the
I'm
answer.
just asking you.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah.
Never.
So? That don't mean nothing.
You're not no MVP. You're a good point guard.
Then congratulations, Steve Nash, 2005-2006 NBA Most Valuable Player.
Steve Nash, a Hall of Fame player with 8 All-Stars, 7 All-NBA teams, and leading the NBA in assists for 5 years, joined Elite Company in 2006 by winning his back-to-back MVPs. 13 players in league history have held that honor, but Nash is often discredited and disrespected by his NBA peers and fans of the league. Nash was overlooked by fans until he was 30 years old and joined the Phoenix Suns, where he propelled the team with the most explosive offensive output in the league and potentially altered league history. But did Nash deserve his MVPs, or did other players deserve the award? If you assigned a share of the MVP to individual categories, my criteria breakdown would be 60% individual performance, 30% team performance, and 10% media narrative. It is no secret that the NBA media takes a stake in the MVP discussion. So let's rewind to 2004, the year before Steve Nash won his first MVP.
Let us hear no more about injuries or feuds. Not after the Detroit Pistons controlled these finals from start to finish. Completely, overwhelmingly, decisively.
The major headline around the league tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers and Miami Heat have agreed to a trade that will send Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest big men of all time, to sunny South Florida.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. This is a terrific turnout, and I think that when the floodgates of free agency opened up on July 1, we had one specific goal and one specific purpose, and that purpose is sitting right next to me.
And so when the time came for a free agent, sure. I mean, that guy would be, plug him in and we can really open things up. And he's just the point guard you're looking for.
Here we go again. NBA opening night. TNT is crazy. Bright lights, big city. Everybody is ready for this one. Even people are asking me for tickets courtside. I don't know if I can help them.
The Suns started the 2004 season with no expectations of a conference title, signing a 30-year-old point guard combined with a starting lineup under the age of 25. The Suns were a dark horse to compete in the West. The eyes were on Miami Heat's new acquisition, and if the Pistons could go back-to-back. The Suns had traded their best point guard, Stephon Marbury, and the team was in the hands of a new owner, Robert Sarver. Mike D'Antoni was in his second year as head coach and got the point guard he knew was going to lead the new 7 seconds or less offense.
My feeling back then, whatever you do, you can't guard us, period.
He has his foot on the line. It's a 2. It's over. The Suns have won a huge game over the Lakers. Let the party begin.
The Suns started the 2005 season hot. In their first 10 games, they started 8-2, with no sign of the newly minted 7-second or less offense slowing down.
And so the Suns have gotten it done. They've taken care of business. Hallelujah. And they will be tied with
The Suns racked up 31 wins in their first 35 games with the introduction of Steve Nash. Nash made sure everyone ate, averaging 11.1 assists over those 35 games. The Suns were rolling, and the only thing that could stop them was a 5-game injury to their star, Steve Nash. The Suns went 0-5 and lost the number 1 seed out west to the San Antonio Spurs. Nash and the Suns were not just battling San Antonio in the West. The Miami Heat were on the Suns' tails and led the Eastern Conference from December 12th all the way until the end of the season.
After the first couple of days. There's a lob, and Shaquille O'Neal.
The Heat went on a 13-game win streak at the end of March to overtake the Suns for the best record in the league. When Nash came back, it ignited the Suns, who finished 62-20 and propelled past the Spurs and the Heat for the best record in the league. If you want to talk about efficiency, Steve Nash's Suns finished as the most effective offense throughout his second Suns tenure, from the 2005 season to the 2010 season. Nash was the conductor of those teams, and he capitalized on his dribble penetration and the pressure he put on the offense with his shooting ability. It's through offensive production. Not just scoring, but by making sure everyone on his team was able to touch the ball. He was the conductor of 2 of the top 10 offenses of all time from 1973 to 2006. The Suns and Mike D'Antoni created the 7-second or less offense to highlight the biggest underutilized advantage in the NBA, the three-point line. The Suns ended that 2005 season with the highest offensive rating and the highest three-point attempts in the league, and that snowballed into the offenses we see today. Looking at the box score numbers of the players that ended the season in top 10 in MVP voting for the 05 and 06 season, Nash is far and ahead of those players for creating for his teammates, and he even ended the season leading the league in assists and creating 12.9 scoring opportunities for his teammates per 100 possessions. Looking at points per game, Nash was overshadowed by players like Kobe, AI, and Shaq. But taking into account the true shooting percentage represented by the magnitude of the bubble, Nash was able to supplement his low volume by being the most effective player in the top 10. Steve Nash's place as the most effective scorer throughout the 2005-06 season is encapsulated through his time in the 50-40-90 club. Until 2006, only 3 players had accomplished this feat, and Nash got inducted after the 2006 season and barely missed out on it by an uncharacteristic 88% shooting from the line in the 05 season. EPM tries to measure a player's impact on their team per 100 possessions. Sorting by MVP finishes in the 05 season, Nash made the biggest impact on his team's offensive production by adding close to 5 points per 100 possessions, the highest in the league. In 2004, Steve Nash's Suns solidified his case with the highest ranking in the NBA. But team ranking isn't the only precedent the NBA follows. Looking at offensive Raptor ranking from 2004 to 2014, the offensive dominance is a key part of MVP votes, showing how high-profile offense results in MVP performance. Steve Nash is cemented in the history books of the NBA, and the discussion around the 2005 NBA MVP will always be around as long as Shaq keeps discussing his stolen MVP. There may be differences in opinion, but it will always be the right man etched into the NBA's long and fruitful history book. Steve Nash was the 2005 NBA MVP.